Absolutely preposterous. That's the verdict of Sir Richard Branson on the successful bid by his rivals First Group, who are due to take over the running of the West Coast Main Line.
He was speaking to MPs on a Commons Select Committee after his company, Virgin, lost out in a bidding war to operate the franchise which links Birmingham with London, the north of England and Scotland. Virgin is now taking legal action. Well, our transport correspondent Peter Plisner has been following developments and joins us from Birmingham's New Street station. So, Peter, what did MPs make of Sir Richard Branson and what he had to say today?
Well, Mary, the government didn't allow debate in the Commons on this issue, so members of the Transport Committee decided to do it anyway. Virgin, which runs the trains at the moment, maintains that First Group's bid figures simply don't add up. Now, Sir Richard Branson, speaking to MPs in that committee, told us why he'd launched a judicial review.
We just decided, that this, at some time you've got to draw a line in the sand, and on this occasion we decided to draw a line in the sand. And this particular bid by First Group is absolutely preposterous when you examine it. I mean, it's just taking the system for a ride, literally. I mean, it's preposterous.
Virgin's concerns about overinflated passenger figures, not surprisingly, First Group disagreed.
That allegation made by Virgin, I understand, not by you, is flat out wrong. And it's just another bad guess they've made about our bid because they actually haven't seen our bid.
Joining me is Pat Hanlon, a transport expert from Birmingham University. First, tell me, what do you make of this row?
Well, it is a big row over a very complex issue. Branson's version of bid is probably the less risky of the two, but First Group is actually offering a great deal of money for it. So it's difficult to see for the public to see actually what the balance of benefits is here.
But isn't this just sour grapes by Virgin, who lost fair and square, maybe?
Well, it could appear like that at first sight, but of course Branson does have an argument that in fact he did bid for the East Coast Main Line on two separate occasions. Other people won it, but then didn't manage to hold the franchise through its full period. So he might feel that in fact he's not really getting a fair crack of the whip when it comes to the franchise bidding.
Briefly, can the legal action that Virgin's mounted overturn the decision, do you think?
It's possible, but of course very difficult to say in advance because there's never been a judicial review of a franchise bid before. But one thing I think which is becoming abundantly clear, that much greater transparency is needed in all this for other people to be able to make up their minds of the merits of the two particular bids.
Pat Hanlon, many thanks. Well, like the trains, this story is obviously going to run and run.
Thank you very much.
Well, coming up later.